Hello. Welcome to the channel. Today is Friday, April 29th. This episode is related to EHang. First, let's see the countdown to mid-2022. For today, the countdown to mid-2022 is 61 days. If the type certification granting passed the date, we will present the ticking past mid-2022. In this episode, we will discuss EHang stock movement, index following or tracking and analysis. Next, let's take a look at the past 2 days and get a feel. Today, there was a sudden jump at the open of the trading for EHang stock. The stock opened very high at 9.14 and reached a day high of 9.42 in the beginning with about 10% increase. In the pre-market, EHang stock also increased significantly. It is noted that besides following the Nasdaq Tech Index, EHang as a Chinese high-tech stock may also follow K-Web China Internet ETF Index. Let's see the K-Web Index. Here is the today's chart for K-Web. Today, K-Web gapped up big at the open and maintained high till the end. K-Web closed at 28.27 with 7.37% increase, which is a big jump for general index daily change ranges. The trading volume for K-Web also increased big by about 40%. Today's trading volume is about 32 million, compared to the average volume of 23 million. The special performance today for K-Web jump may be related to today's big news about China to end regulatory storm over big tech and give sector bigger role in boosting slowing economy. The news source is South China Morning Post. According to the source, a symposium involving Chinese big tech has been scheduled after the Labor Day holiday to assure business leaders on the new direction. A joint regulatory meeting is set to take place as soon as this weekend to put all regulators on the same page regarding Beijing's decision. This is also good news for EHang. Back to EHang stock. At the opening, EHang stock jumped big. This may be due to EHang stock following the K-Web index. Today's trading volume also relatively increased to about 732,000, compared to the average of about 585,000. This may be also partially caused by EHang following the K-Web. But, on the other hand, in general, EHang stock may also follow the Nasdaq index. Let's see the Nasdaq ETF Index QQQ. Here is the QQQ chart for today. As you can see, QQQ performance was very bad today with big 4.5% decrease. QQQ gapped down at the open, then continued the downward trend till the close. Back to EHang stock chart. EHang stock gapped up big at the open by following the K-Web Chinese index. But, thereafter, due to the Nasdaq downtrend pressure, EHang then followed the Nasdaq index more with the same downtrend pattern. EHang closed at 8.41 with 1.98% decrease. Here is the one-day chart comparison, with the top chart for EHang, the middle for QQQ and the bottom for K-Web. For QQQ, the index gapped down, and went downtrend big. For K-Web, the index gapped up big, and went downtrend slightly. For EHang, the stock gapped up big like K-Web, and went downtrend like QQQ and K-Web, but followed QQQ more. It is noted that in general, EHang may follow Nasdaq QQQ index and Chinese K-Web index. But on a particular day, EHang may follow Nasdaq QQQ index more or versa follow K-Web index more. Let's take a look at effects of QQQ and K-Web on EHang stock movement. Here is the stock comparison chart for the comparison. The chart here is for the past 5 days. Again, the top chart is for EHang, the middle for QQQ, and the bottom for K-Web. The red chart color means for the past 5 days, the stock or index is down. The green chart color means for the past 5 days, the stock or index is up. Here, this column is for today. QQQ dropped big. K-Web gapped up big. EHang gapped up big at the open, and then followed Nasdaq QQQ index more. But, for yesterday, the situation is the opposite. EHang followed the K-Web index more. Here, this column is for yesterday. For yesterday, QQQ increased big. K-Web increased slightly. EHang dropped significantly at the open, and then followed QQQ and K-Web to recover and dropped again at the close, and ended up with 1.38% decrease. For the past 2 days, EHang was unlucky. It did not pick the good one to follow. Yesterday, QQQ jumped big. But EHang followed the K-Web more and decreased slight. But today, QQQ dropped big and K-Web gapped up big, but EHang followed QQQ more index and winded up with decrease again. This is stock market. Even EHang follows indexes in general. But on particular trading days, there are still many uncertainties that are determined by the trading parties involved. Next, let's see the trading parties involved for EH stock in the past few days. The parties may be divided into two groups. Group 1 includes short sellers, new investors, day traders. Group 2 includes long investors. It is noted, in general, only this group may want EH stock to go up. But majority of long investors in this group have been averaged down by buying the stocks from the all-time high $129 per share down to the current level. By now, the majority has run out of ammunition, the cash, and cannot only watch from the sideline. As such, this group does not significantly affect the stock movement. The stock movement is mainly determined by Group 1. For short sellers, they want the stock to go down. For new investors, they also want the stock to go down. For day traders, they don't care. They switch positions on a daily or frequent basis, and want to make profits from the up and down fluctuation. The stock price is determined by supply and demand. On a particular moment, if more new investors or more day traders buy, the stock will move up. If more short sellers or more day traders sell, the stock will go down. In general, the three parties may also do trading by following the stock indexes. This results in EHang stock following the indexes in general. But on a particular trading hour or day, the supply and demand can fluctuate a lot for a low total floating share volume and futuristic high-tech stock like EHang. So, in the short term, the stock movement may follow the indexes in general, and fluctuate, depending the supply and demand in these three parties. The new investors may play an important role here to push the stock up. One of the big catalysts for attracting more new investors may be the type certificate. The question is how much more new investors, which include individuals and institutions, will join and change the supply and demand balance, and push the stock up, particularly under the current bearish market environment. But, in the long run, the stock will eventually follow the revenues and earnings. The current stock low is a risk and is also an opportunity. Different parties in this two group may have different opinions and actions. The future history will tell which party is the winner. Thanks for watching. This channel gives you update and info on Chinese stocks, technologies and culture. Please subscribe.